Good evening, and welcome to the new OmniBros Live. It's just us, bitches. That's right. The vacation buddies come to talk about their vacation live and whatever else they want to talk about. I'm OmniDog. This is the Omnibus Collector with me. How you doing, buddy?
Rejuvenated now after our chance encounter.
Amazing encounter where if you look at our thumbnail, let's see, I can also highlight that, I believe. Wait, let me blow it up. Oh, that's the thumbnail. I already got rid of the picture, but I'll find the picture real quick. Riley and I just happened to be in this, not only the same neck of the woods over our vacations, but we ended up going to the same place. Whoops, I almost lost the whole deal. I'll get the pictures with our wives too. Riley texted me because he is a good friend that likes to tell me about the different root beers he tries.
Yep.
And he texted me and said, hey, dude, enjoying a new root beer here at a picnic in Vermont. And I happened to be at a Vermont rest stop at the time. And I said, dude, where are you in Vermont? We're also here. And he said, we're going to the Nugget in Hanover to see 007, No Time to Die. And I said, oh my God, we're like 20 minutes away from there. That's where my wife grew up. That's where we're spending our vacation. And we said, okay. Well, we had really spotty reception. That area is terrible, especially Hanover. So this is in New Hampshire. Anybody that's not in the United States, this is New England. And we were able to meet with each other for 40 minutes. And our lovely wives were with us. And it was just an unbelievably random encounter that we were lucky to have. Here are the pictures. Let's see if I can do this right. Video file, share screen. No. Chrome tab, no. Window. Yeah. Here is Riley and I here on the street. Hey, buddy. And
yes, I am short.
And I'm overweight.
You're not in the group right now, but that was like 3 people's comment was like, is Riley actually that short? I'm like, yeah. I'm like 5'7".
You should have said no. Jess is just really tall. Jess is like 6'5".
I'm considered, I think the average height in the US is like 5'6" or something, or 5'7". So I'm like about average, but a lot of people that I'm always around happen to be above average height. So
sorry, dude.
It is what it is.
So that's in the streets of Hanover, which is where Dartmouth College is, where my wife grew up. And we spent, let's see, we met you on a Thursday there. You had already started your vacation couple days earlier than us, maybe 3 days. Oh, no, I think you started on like a Sunday.
We were there on Saturday evening, and then we stayed until the next Sunday.
Yeah, you were there a long time. We were there Thursday and came home Tuesday. Next Imaginaut. Can I show this? Yeah. Can vouch for the horrible reception in Hanover. Well, 2004, you think it would have improved in 17 years, but it hasn't. It's so spotty.
Did we have 3G in 2004? I think it was.
I think they have 3G now. Because it was just not good. And let's see what the other picture is here that I can share. Wait. Stop sharing that one. Whoop, stop sharing. Okay. And then I can share this one of our Wivus, and we had ice cream, and we got lucky when we got this ice cream because they only have ice cream on Fridays and Saturdays at this candy store. We went back there Monday, and they're like, "Yes, we have no ice cream." I mean, yeah, they just sell
Really?
candy.
I guess that's why, because when we went to the movie theater afterwards, we were a few minutes late, and the guys like commented on that, and and my wife was like, "Yeah, we were at the what was it called, Red Kite or something, having
I
ice
think
cream."
that's exactly what it was called.
They have ice cream at the Red Kite, and they're like, "Yeah, it's really good too." And he's like, "I
Oh,
have to go get some."
yeah, it had candy, and mine had candy and caramel sauce on it with some nuts. Um, and so there's my wife, and then there's Megan, who was dressed sharp as a tack. Uh, that's her. What'd you call it? Her Wednesday Adams
So Wednesday Adams, she might actually wind up using that for her Halloween costume this year.
It's a
If
great
she
outfit, though. I
if
didn't.
she does, then I'll probably wind up doing an iteration of Pugsley, but, with a beard because I am not shaving.
No, Pugsley with a beard.
Grown up Pugsley, I don't know. I mean, I could also just be Cousin It and just
Yeah.
get shaggy and
Thank you, Oxmeat Pete. And I will ignore your comment there, Ms. Camerill. Rick Nelson lives there near in New Hampshire, and he said once you get on I-89, cell reception and civilization in general is spotty.
you can see it was a beautiful day too.
Yeah, look at that.
Clear
Look at that
blue.
blue, beautiful blue sky with the change of fall colors behind us.
And
That's a
that's why
good
we were
pick.
there. Megan wanted to go out that way so we could see the foliage changing and stuff, and we got plenty of that. The majority of the time we were there was spent just exploring, driving up and down in Vermont and in New Hampshire, and then we got stuck for an extra day
Oh
heading
yeah.
out,
What?
because of all the Southwest Airlines cancellations and stuff. So we had to stay overnight in Boston.
Oh, okay. What? And did you have fun there? Did you have enough time to have fun?
We like
First of all, did they pay for your hotel?
so that was a weird situation in itself. So it was, I guess, Saturday evening or whatever, Saturday early morning. Um, Megan woke up and she saw a text or email that said like your flight's been canceled, and then she very quickly looked into it and found out that like all flights were canceled by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like still waking up. I'm in the bathroom and she goes, "Our flight's been canceled." I'm like, "Fuck." Um, so she spent the next like 2 hours uh online just like furiously looking for something else, and it was like I don't know what to do at that point. So I'm just like, "All right, well, I'm going to take a shower and pack and stuff so I can feel useful."
Yeah. She's
And
like a travel expert, so she's the one
yeah.
to have on that.
So we she found the like stuff after like a couple of hectic hours of her trying to like figure out the flights and figure this out and that out and that out, and wound up getting a flight for early the next morning, so early Monday morning,
Okay.
from Delta. And the flight itself, I don't want to put any numbers on stuff, but I'll say something at the end of all that. But like, so we got the flight, and then she found the hotel. The hotel she wound up booking using like points, credit card points and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So technically nothing out of pocket, but still very annoying
Yeah.
because it's like points that you accumulate that you want to use for something that you want to use it for, not because we had to stay overnight. But the hotel we got in Boston was like right next to the Boston Logan International Airport. Like when I say right next to, I mean there was a skywalk.
Oh.
So we literally like woke up, got dressed, and then rolled our bags across the skywalk, and the Delta counter is right there. So it was like no time at all. And
So
the
your
flight
hassle
was,
factor was low then.
yeah,
That's good.
at that point, yes. Early on in this situation, lots of hassle. Later on, once my wife pulled her magic strings and got everything situated, the hassle was no longer there. The flight was great. We were on the exit aisle, so we had or the exit row, so we had the extra leg room. My flight there, I was sitting next to a gentleman that was above average height, so significantly taller than I am, and he didn't know how to share leg room.
What a jerk.
So his knee was like diagonal protruding into my area, and I'm like, I don't feel like I sound entitled at all in this because I think you're entitled to the space in front
Yeah.
of your feet, and that's it. Like, I'm not entitled to the space to the left or right of me.
Right.
Homeboy though, like he had his knee all the way in. Like, I posted a video on TikTok, and my solution to this, because I'm like I'm not confrontational at all. Like, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, move your knee." Um, I just like farted through the entire flight, just like leaned in so that I aimed it in his general direction and just let those leak. And I don't know if that actually like if he caught that at all, but
I would have just been bumping his leg the whole time. I would have gone, yeah, I would not have been pleased.
well, it was what it was because I'm also, since I'm pretty short, like I didn't have like even though he was all in my space, like very rarely was I even like touching him. So
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. So I'm just gonna fall asleep and we'll get there soon. Anyway, the flight back, Megan and I were separate on the flight. She was on the opposite side of the aisle next to some dude that apparently like was working on a computer like this and kept like elbowing her. I was next to a very small Asian woman, so the exact opposite of who I was next to before. And she, like, even though she was extremely small, she also like made herself smaller. Like, like she sat small and she
Yeah.
existed small. And I was like, this is great. I have extra leg room in front of me. She's not encroaching on my space. She's tiny. I'm relatively small myself. So I just sat there and read books all the way back. And it was, we even like getting off of the flight and going down to baggage, our baggage was there like before we even got to the baggage claim.
That never happens.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the return, despite the fact that like our flight was canceled and we had to do all that stuff, everything after she figured it out was great. Now, they initially they don't have to offer a refund is apparently the deal.
Oh.
So when flights are changed or canceled, the airline only has to offer you credits for flights
Oh, for future flights?
with them. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, Southwest, your next flights going out at this point are like Tuesday, so we're not going to be moving to another flight on Tuesday. We got to get home. Um and at that point, it's, you're like, I don't really want to fly with Southwest again anytime too soon because I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know
pissed at him.
if this
Yeah.
can happen again. And yeah, and you have emotions and feelings, and I'm like, I don't really feel like dealing with them again. So she Megan wound up calling them about it, I think after we got home, and they didn't give a fight up at all. They're just like, she goes, "Hey, my flight was canceled. Can I get a refund?" They're like, "Okay, sure. It's going back to the credit card."
Oh,
So
nice.
so that was refunded, and then, um, at that point, like, with the refund, we were almost completely even on the
Yeah.
we almost broke even, and then today, I think, she was like, "Hey, by the way, they also offered us travel credits as well. So now we
Oh,
have,
good.
like, $500 in travel credits through Southwest," and I was like, "Well, maybe by the time we get around to using them, I will have forgiven them." For this debacle. So that was that situation. But Boston itself, like we really didn't get to do much because like we left Vermont at like 11 or something, 10 or 11. and it's like a 3-hour drive. So we drove in and we had lunch, but like we had lunch before we got to Boston, and we didn't stop anywhere special either. Like we like to explore and like try new restaurants, but like we were starving, and so the closest thing that she thought sounded good was Chipotle. So we just had Chipotle.
Okay.
Um, I stopped at a couple of I stopped at a Newberry Comics on the way,
Oh.
which was a very nice shop that did not have anything. The first Newberry Comics I went to, though, the one that I went to during our trip in New Hampshire, I got so much stuff. Like, I think well, no, I got 8 books from there, and then I got 8 more books from the Books A Million right next door.
Oh,
There's
wow.
both of them are right next door to each other, and I had a just great haul that day. That great haul, though, not so fun bringing back home.
No.
But apparently, a block of books in your baggage looks suspicious. Like it's just a block that doesn't really read
Oh.
well on the X-ray. So they pulled my bag aside, and Megan's like, "How embarrassing!" Like pulling out all this manga, and he has to like flip through all this like, and it's a lot. Like half of it was like a rom-com series, so it's like
Was any of it like this?
no, not at all. No, because I don't tend to get anything like that
Yeah,
anyway.
you send it to me.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I don't want that." Um, but it was like innocent, guy and girl like each other type of thing, rom-com. So I was like, "Cool, whatever." But it's just embarrassing, like flipping through, um, and I'm standing there waiting for him because he has to literally flip through every single book, I guess, to make sure that they're not something weird.
Flip through to
Yeah,
see if you'd
literally,
hold it.
he unpacked everything, and I had to
Oh,
sit there in the, like, airport repacking my stuff.
with books. Wow.
Yeah, it was really annoying, and then my backpack was also up next, and I had a few in my backpack, and he pulled it aside, and I'm like, "It's more books, dude, like, I don't know what to tell you." So yeah, I stopped at that one shop, we made it into Boston, and I stopped at another comic shop in Boston. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was the Hub was the shop that I stopped at, and that was the only one I got to stop at because traffic was not nice to me, and also it was a terribly like dreary day, and the dreariness did not do any favors to the city. Like
Oh,
the area that we were in, like at the harbors and stuff, was already like it perpetually looks like you're by a train station in that area, and just run down, gray, whatever. And so like we're just like, okay, let's just get to the hotel. And so I dropped her off, and then I had to go return the rental car. Then I got a ride back to the hotel, and then we just ordered pizza from Domino's for dinner. I said it was from a local joint called Domino's.
Domino's.
Domino's. So the Domino's pizza was good. And then we just passed out and woke up the next morning and left. So I didn't really get to enjoy Boston. I like, and Megan's like, yeah, I'd love to go back and actually like explore Boston.
Yeah.
Um, but we actually on the way out, I forgot we did go back and stop in Hanover or whatever again
Oh, you did?
to get she wanted to get a sweater, and because she has a Harvard sweater, and she's like, I want to collect more like Ivy League sweaters. So she
Oh,
got a Dartmouth sweater.
oh,
And
nice.
it's like, I'm so upset that I didn't get it that night because I could have just grabbed one. And she was commenting on how Patty had hers on.
Yeah.
And
Patty grew
so,
up there and is a huge Dartmouth fan.
so she did wind up getting one. She wound up getting a green one, I think, with
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it's green, and then I
It
think
has to be green.
white or yellow text of just the Dartmouth on it.
Dartmouth.
So that was it. But okay, so I've gone over the situation of how the meeting actually happened so many times, and there's so many factors that just like, one little butterfly effect ripple could have changed the entire, because like we were in uh Woodstock, Vermont, and we went there because we had nothing else to do. We had crossed everything off the list, and she was like, "Oh well, I was like, "I'd like to look at a couple more bookstores to try and hunt down some stuff." So we went to the bookstore in Woodstock, and I actually did get something, not what I was looking for, but I got this really cool book called Paperbacks from Hell.
Oh yeah.
And this book basically it's the twisted history of 70s and 80s horror fiction.
Let me
So it
highlight
gives
you.
you this historic look at a bunch of different like novels and the covers and the stories behind like the painted covers of a lot of these novels. And so I wanted to get it as kind of like a something to put out as a coffee table book during
Yeah.
the spooky season. And it's so cool. I love this. And I asked people online like if there's anything similar for movies, and people gave me a few suggestions. So I might try to grab one of those ones for movie posters as well. Just with looks at the classic painted horror movie posters of yesteryear. So that's a good pickup that I got. I really, really like that one. Sorry, I got a email. I've been going back and forth with the guy from Viz about some stuff, and I was trying to see if he had some information for me. Anyway, so we had to get lunch, and we're like, all right, well, where do we go for lunch? And there was a butcher in the town. I'm like, yeah, let's just go to the butcher shop, because I had mentioned earlier, like one of the things that I thought we should do is grab some just grab and go sandwiches and have a picnic.
Yeah.
So we went and we got them to make us some sandwiches fresh, actually, not grab and go, and grab some chips. And I'm looking like I wasn't planning on getting a drink because we brought like water with us everywhere we went anyway. But I'm looking in the thing and I was like, I don't think I've tried Boylan root beer. But they had the Boylan root beer, but they also had Boylan birch beer, and they had Boylan bottled Shirley Temple, which I didn't know you could bottle Shirley Temple.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Shirley Temple didn't want her name on bottles. So
Maybe her estate let it happen, or
I don't know, but I like that's the only time I've ever seen it. And so because of that, like how much of an oddity that was, I almost picked that up. And I was like, no, I'd be very remiss if I like didn't pick up a root beer. Honestly, though, I might have texted you about the Shirley Temple if that's what I got too.
That's pretty cool. I've never seen that.
I would have been like, have you seen this before? But so I grabbed the root beer, and then we're eating lunch, and I was like, oh, I gotta take a picture of it. And I, was like, oh, this will be a cool, let me do it in front of the lake or the pond that we were at. A nice little scenery. I'm like, yeah, we're taking a picnic in Vermont. So like the dominoes fell so rightfully. Like I was in that shop to get lunch, saw the root beer, decided to get the root beer instead of anything else. We went out to this place. I decided like I have to text Jess about my thing. And I didn't even have to add in there that I was in Vermont. Like I could have just been like, hey, I'm trying this one.
Yeah.
And you could have easily thought that I was just at a place in, somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
But and then I said that. And also when we were sitting there, like we were sitting in the car about to leave, and we had nothing else going on for the day. Like that was it. That was the end of the day. And I was like, I said to Megan, I said, do you think we have time to die? And she was like, I mean, we got nothing else going on. And so I looked up the movie theater, and I was like, well, there's one about 40 minutes away from us right now. And it's rated well. Because the other ones that were closer were not rated well.
Oh, the theaters?
Yeah, or we're not
okay.
showing the movie. So I chose that one, even though it was a little further out of the way. And then like, so that also fell into place, because I could have just been like, oh, we're just in Vermont, like somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll go back to our cabin to go take naps because it's been a long day.
Yeah. When I got it, I was like, hey, that's weird. We were to Vermont. We were coming up from Connecticut because we had cut our trip roughly into halves. But I said to Patty, hey, Riley's in Vermont. We were at a Vermont rest stop. And I said, Riley's in Vermont. That's weird. Oh my God, he's going to the Nugget for a movie. And she goes, what? We're like 40 minutes from Hanover. And I said, oh, okay, let me try and see if we can meet up with him. And at first, I didn't get an immediate response from you. So I thought, oh, he's messing with me. Or because anytime I converse with you, you generally never give me a serious answer first. You like give me a joke answer first, and then you'll give me the serious answer.
I'm very
That's
sarcastic and dry in my
right.
answer.
That's always been the history. And so I'm like, okay, wait, is he really doing this? But then I didn't hear from you, and it was because of spotty reception. And then yeah, you said, yeah, we're going to the Nugget, and some guy, I thought you were on the same road as we were, because somebody passes really fast, and I thought it was you guys trying to get
Yeah.
to the Nugget. And you said, no, that's when you said, no, I'm going so fast you can't even see me.
Yeah, I made that joke, but that was because Megan started texting you because I was driving, and she's like, "Man, I can't get reception." Um,
Oh, okay.
it was, but yeah, it was so crazy.
That
Like,
was I don't even know. That was so weird having so great.
yeah,
But so weird.
and
Um,
I really wish like we had more time to do anything, but like, not that our plans were anything important, but y'all had everything all planned out already. Because I'm like, you want to go get dinner after we get out the movie, and you're like, oh, we have dinner plans, and then we have this and this and this. And I was like, we can just get together for a little bit. And
yeah.
I if I'm going to give anyone a single recommendation in my entire life, it's that if you spend every day for several years speaking with someone back and forth online constantly, and you have the chance to meet up for a minute, don't pass on that, because it's exact. I joked a minute ago, but I said like we're rejuvenated, and it really is rejuvenating to like, especially in this like post COVID, during COVID still world where like everything's broken, and like I haven't seen a lot of people in forever. I haven't seen
Right.
you in even longer than that anyway. It's been several years. But getting the chance to do that, to see someone that, that I care about, that I haven't seen in a long time, even for just 30, 40 minutes, fantastic. And then getting to meet Patty as well, and having Megan there, like everyone, it was just really a pleasing time. A really nice, ice cream break that we had there.
Yeah, I agree with you on all those points that we become, I just speaking for ourselves, we become isolated, and for the chance encounter to meet somebody you're close online with, but not in real life, to meet them. Yeah, it's like, oh, that is so great that not only is it a great coincidence, but all four of us were having so much fun together for that
Mhm.
short time period. We're just like, that was really nice. What an amazing thing to happen. Our trip was full of amazing things, but that, to me, that was the most amazing thing on our trip.
It was like a great cherry on top of like a day that was supposed to be nothing at all
Mm,
for us. We were honestly just going to stay in that day. And then it just blossomed into really like one of the finer days of the trip. And crazy, like you were and we mentioned this, Megan and I had talked about this, but you were the second like kind of random encounter that we had during the trip. Because earlier in the trip, we got to meet an older friend of ours, um, Mike, who we've known like for 15 years, also online, and he lives in Connecticut. And so we got to like
wait,
Megan.
was that Pizza Mike?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. He used to be an original admin on the group.
yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the OGs. He's in Connecticut, and he saw Megan post pictures of wherever we were. And I don't know at the time, but he was like, "Oh my gosh, y'all are up north. Like, where are you?" And she told him, and he was like, "Oh man, I'll drive out. I'll come meet you." And she was like, "I thought about it." Like she said that she had thought about reaching out to him before that anyway, but she looked it up, and she's like, "Oh, it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. I don't expect someone to make a 4 or 5 hour drive just to
Yeah.
come out for an afternoon." But he was like, "No, my sister goes to school in Burlington, or went to school in Burlington. I've made that like day trip so many times. Like, don't even worry about it." So we met up with him and with his sister, and we hung out in Burlington, which is a pretty neat little college town.
Mm.
Um, really, really, really quaint, really young, very young feeling. Because like Hanover feels like an older town. Like it feels like it's been lived in, but like
Yeah.
Burlington feels younger. Burlington feels like it's basically run by the kids that go to school out there.
I think Dartmouth has been there since like 1710 or something. So
Yeah, and it feels like it has like the Nugget, the movie theater. It is an old movie theater
mm.
with only one toilet, by the way,
Oh,
which
I
is
don't remember that.
at least one that I could find. Um, so
We should probably take a break and talk about our sponsor before we go on, because we do have a sponsor
who makes all of this possible?
who makes all this possible. They are possible. All this possible. That's instocktrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. And on this page somewhere, I think there's some for like 55% off.
Yeah, they loaded some really good discount. And I'm also gonna say, if you happen to buy one of those books that got discounted, they'll also give you the discount. Like if you bought it recently, they'll honor that discount as well, which is
Oh,
really
because the prices have gone up?
because they changed, because it's like, because I saw someone had ordered one, and they were like, oh, I ordered it like a day before the change, and they're like, yeah, we can honor that.
Oh,
So then they just give a refund of the difference.
okay.
I don't know like what the parameter, like if it's like a few days before, but I just thought that was really cool, because I get into that situation sometimes where like I've ordered books, and then like 2 days later they do a sale from like other sites and stuff.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
see what you're saying now. Okay.
but
Yeah.
like, especially because some of these are significant price drops. Like the I my eyes are on the Untold Tales of Spider-Man, because I still don't have that, and that dropped to 60% off.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, so I'm
That's a
flipping.
Kurt Busiek book. I still haven't read that.
Damn, there's also for 65% off is Cole Savage original Marvel years. I don't collect those, but that's a hefty discount.
Are you're on there right now? What's Bronze Age Robin at? Do they still have that on sale?
Yeah, it is at 60% off, so that's a $50 book at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna need that to get to be about $40 or $30 before I'm gonna buy that.
The is it Kazar?
Kazar, I've always said Kazar, but
That
other
one's at
people.
65% off as well.
So as you can
40%
see,
off.
instocktrades.com has books up to 65% off. Every Monday, not every Monday, at the end of every month, we give away a gift card worth $50 to a lucky viewer out there. And up to $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the United States. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's instocktrades.com. There we go. Right on, man.
So
Okay.
do you get any? I got a lot of reading done while I was out there on my trip, and I don't know if you got any reading done. I already talked about my haulage.
We Patty had a schedule printed up. And we stuck to that schedule pretty much because it was Dartmouth homecoming, and she was seeing old friends, and we were seeing like friends of her parents. When I say old, I mean like friends of her parents. These guys were in their 90s. But we and we went to the Dartmouth game, and we did a bunch of stuff Friday night, a bunch of stuff Thursday night. I only really had time to read Sunday, and I got the Murphyverse, the Sean Murphyverse book, Harley Quinn read while I was gone, which I greatly enjoyed. And I read the Harley Joker Criminal Sanity book, so I think I'm going to do a review of both of those. I read that yesterday. But that's really, I didn't even really have time to read the paper. We were just up and going. Well, not up and going, but yeah, we were moving pretty much every single day.
I know.
And we have a super chat. Sigma Comics, salutations to OmniBros Live. Great recommendations, but don't sleep on indies. Uh-oh. Well, he paid the $5, so he gets the ad. Oh, then there's Hayden. This is a super chat. Thanks, Hayden. Omni hunks. I missed a bunch while Riley and I were talking, so I will. I did want to highlight this one comment because he was having a perfect night. It sounded like Phil Duran, OmniBros, and eating a bowl of Count Chocula tonight. Best Thursday ever. Nice.
And I haven't had Count Chocula in a minute.
Oh, well, let me show you what I've got.
You've got the Monster Mash, right?
Right here. It's been open to.
So
what's that?
How was the Monster Mash? Was it a graveyard smash?
It caught on in a flash. It's a fun. I'm not gonna buy 10 boxes of it like I did Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute, because those only, I think that was like 2014. I feel like that, or somewhere in there, that they let Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute be re-released, and Yummy Mummy was legit delicious. Fruit Brute was pretty good. I know people have seen it in Pulp Fiction, but Yummy Mummy was crazy good. And I would say this is a fun thing to have a box of, but I'm not going to get, go crazy on it. It's worth it if you find it. I mean, Amazon might even carry it. I don't know, but it was, if you can find it in the store, it's worth it. It's not worth paying $15 on eBay or something, but it was enjoyable. So I liked it. I'm still waiting for them to reissue Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute again, though, because you can always get Count Chocula and Boo Berry and Frankenberry at Halloween time.
Yeah.
But Yummy Mummy, I went hard at Target when that came out. After a bowl of that, I was back out going to the store to get more of that.
So I don't think I'm crazy.
What are we talking about?
I feel like General Mills was gonna make a cinematic universe of the characters.
Oh,
I'm trying to find online if
okay.
if it was just conjecture or what it is. Yeah, I guess they did something where they were wanting to use their brand and the legacy characters to create it says the next Lego movie. Who's going to end up winning an Oscar for their turn in the Count Chocula period drama you're writing?
Okay, so they're starting to create a monster verse.
I don't know if that's something they're actually doing, or if they were just playing around with it, like with the idea of it. But I don't know. But I remembered hearing, or when you were talking about it, I remembered that I had heard something about that. That would be interesting. I was thinking about something else that.
Well, if it means bringing Yummy Mummy back, I'm all for it.
What if they do, and like Yummy Mummy's the only one that doesn't get brought back?
I'd go full Karen on them. I got this letter too, Phil. The Batman TMNT Omni is canceled. I got my confirmation today. I also got that, but I felt like mine from IST's sister site, DCBS, I feel like it said
Resolicited?
Resolicited, yeah. So I don't know if it's canceled for good. I have a feeling that it's just been postponed.
I feel like that's gonna happen with a lot of things.
Uh, because of the
Everything.
everything that's going crazy with all the ships stocked up at the waiting to get unloaded at the various ports and stuff.
The low staff printing companies, the high cost of paper.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah. So I have a feeling that it's going to get reprinted, Phil. I'm sorry, it's going to get printed, but it may be a while. I think what Riley alluded to, one thing is there's not a paper shortage, but paper for floppies and for graphic novels specifically has gone up and is going to keep going up. Um, like um, like everything so far, inflation. None of you guys know inflation like I know inflation, since I grew up in inflation. It feels like, and I was around when interest rates were like 15 to 18%, and that wasn't credit cards. That was like your mortgage. So I'm not saying that that's what it's going to take to crush inflation again, but that's what they had to do back then, was raise it way high, raise the interest rates way high to cool things off and bring the interest rates back in and uh, cut off inflation. So I don't know. We're seeing it everywhere now, and paper's gotten more expensive, and so I think that this isn't getting canceled, but I think other things are getting printed ahead of it. Maybe that they were further along with, and I I don't know, Riley. Do you feel like there's other books that are going to get resolicited too? Like we're going to start finding other books?
I did see someone shared like the Dark Knight Detective Volume 6, I feel like was the one that got resolicited. And
Mm.
I feel like it's gonna happen a lot. And Peter M the other day commented on a post in my Facebook group saying like that he's wondering because someone had posted about a bunch of books from Marvel getting delayed, which Marvel's books are like all delayed. Um, and he said, I wonder if at some point they're going to start resoliciting because when they resolicit, it opens up the pre-orders again.
Mm.
So he's like, I wonder if they're going to do that to open pre-orders back up. But the question that's on my mind about like the cost of paper is like if they're going to start printing more collected editions and maybe even the single issues using lower grade paper,
Mm.
like the even just in the last like less than 10 years or something, um we've seen the quality of paper used on single issues change considerably, and also we've seen the quality of paper used in like the hardcovers, the omnibus editions, and even the paperbacks change considerably to where the so if you're looking at like collected editions, those older prints, like people are comparing the newer print of Wolverine, for instance, the omnibus to the original. The original is a freaking brick compared to the new one, which is like almost half the size because the paper quality then was such a thick stock. And the newer one is a much, much thinner stock, which a lot of people are not happy about. But, um, and paperbacks, like a standard 6 issue paperback used to be twice the size, twice the thickness of one that you get now. But like
Yeah,
now we're
they're pretty
getting
thin now.
now we're getting these epic collections that have like
Can you even
25
see how
issues.
thin this thing
Yeah, you
is?
could barely fit a title on it. It's so thin.
Yeah.
Um, so the paper's already changed, but I wonder if they're gonna go and use something that's less processed, like newsprint type paper.
Hmm.
And if they do, like that's not as archival as the like processed acid-free uh semi-gloss type of paper that they use. So it leaves me curious. Also, single issues. I don't know if you remember, like think it was Marvel made a really big deal about when they changed the paper quality of the covers of their issues
Mm.
to match the interior paper. And
Oh, okay.
it used to have a thicker stock of paper on the as the front and back cover, the wraparound on the outside. Um, but they changed it to where like the paper throughout the entire issue was the same, and people immediately were like, I remember the first issue that happened was people were like, now my like fingers, the oils more easily smudge the image on the covers.
And
So
this was comic books?
this was single issue comic books, and this was like somewhere around 2010 that this happened. So I was working at the movie theater, and I used to take my new issues to the theater with me to read in the back, like break room area, and I'd buy everything with bags and boards and stuff. But like I remember, like I'm cleaning up theaters, I gotta wash my hands and go in there and lay everything out and like make sure I'm not like touching with popcorn grease and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, so I wonder if there's going to be another change, and if it does happen, if it's going to be like I was saying towards like more newsprint stuff, like what they use in like manga or other like mass market paperbacks, because it's a lot cheaper to produce. So I don't know. I'm just spitballing here on how these things can change the industry, but not even mentioning like the Penguin Random House issues that have
Oh
been
my.
popping up.
Let me get to some comments before we start that. Yeah. I forgot to post that I found some stroop waffles, um, really good ones, in a really nice convenience store. I don't even know where we were. We took a different route home, so maybe somewhere in Massachusetts. Uh, we found a couple packages of stroop waffles, and I told Aiku about it, and we put them on our coffee and let them get really nice and warm. And I can see why they are a popular snack in the Netherlands or Europe in general. It was
They're delicious.
amazing. It was amazing. Um, and let's see, 2024 is the 50th anniversary of Fruit Brute. Perhaps then, I have a
Few more
PhD in
years.
cereal knowledge. I do. I've been eating it a long time. Next Imaginat said you're entirely correct. They were, and it's stalled in pre-production limbo. I'm sorry, I'm behind on comments, so I'm not
With
sure.
is that regarding Detective Dark Knight Detective? Or what?
2023 is the 35th anniversary of Yummy Mummy.
Yummy Mummy is a young man.
Yeah. Said we'll re-solicit for that and Dark Knight Detective Volume 6. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. My long-term prediction from Rick Nelson, my buddy in New Hampshire, is that comic book singles will mostly be released digitally and then collected in physical hardcover omnibus trade, or they will go the route of manga TKO. That's certainly a possibility.
I also believe single issues are gonna be phased out and go digital, and if I think that that might be a little bit longer off, and a stepping point in between is gonna be, um, single issues becoming like a boutique type thing where they're not printed very heavily. So it's going to be something like um, either print to order or very limited, like, these issues are going to only have this many copies. I don't know. But I think it's going to be something they're going to limit considerably what they're putting out there just to make sure that there's nothing that gets wasted,
Yeah.
and then eventually phase it into where it's just graphic novels.
Well, I hope that doesn't mean it's going to be nothing but 14 different titles of Batman, because right now there's so many Batman titles coming out. I mean, just looking at the floppies that are being put out, I don't even know what I would read out there. Batman Reptilian, maybe that's good. I don't know. I had a hard time getting excited about the Zdarsky Batman. I don't. He's retelling the Dark Knight origin. I don't know. I'm not that excited about finding out again how Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Are you excited for that? I think you're the one that told me about it.
I haven't read anything in about a year now, so like I'm in
Oh,
the same
really?
yeah,
You're
I'm in the same position where like when I look at like the new solicits and stuff, half of the stuff that's coming out, like I used to be, I knew what everything was. Half the stuff that's coming out, I haven't even heard of. Like
right.
you just mentioned the reptilian one. I didn't even know that that was a thing until like last week.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know I don't remember what I was looking at, but I saw like 5 different Batman titles that I didn't recognize. I was like, what the heck is all of this? But I mean, it just means that at some point when I have like a month off from everything, I'm gonna have a lot to read, and that'll be neat.
Oh, Sledge, you're such. Of course, I'm going to put this title up. I mean, this comment up. Thank you, buddy. And Gabe loves 90s comics. It will be 25 Batman titles. Next new title, Batman's driving playlist. Does he have a playlist though in the Batmobile? Marvel from IQ. Marvel recently got back to stronger front and back pages for their paperback, less bendy. Here actually, N-Man 40 had something about paper. Between 2016 and 2012, paper prices really went up. My workplace monitored the paper usage of the workers and kept the paper locked up. Then, late 2012, they didn't care anymore. Okay, so it ebbs and flows, maybe. Maybe this, my only concern about that is that everything seems to be going up besides paper. I don't remember that everything was going up in that time period like everything's going up now, like food, gas, and everything else.
Speaking of food, I'm going to the state fair tomorrow. I'm gonna get fried everything.
Are you gonna get fried butter? I know that's a thing.
I think I've had that before.
Oh, David Cott, hi Rye guy. Already said hi to Jess during Tyler's stream. Okay, so is this the Texas State Fair?
Yeah.
Well, this is a big deal.
Yeah, it is the Texas State Fair.
Pappy,
Big Tex.
I saw somebody else's name. Patty and I have a book on state fairs and constantly are keeping up on state fairs because we want to go to certain ones. The Texas one has that really tall Texan guy, right?
Big Tex.
Big Tex. So first of all, I've had fried Snickers and fried Milky Ways before. Fried ice cream I've had. Fried ice cream is surprisingly delightful. But I think that might be it. So what I mean, and fried Twinkies I haven't had before. But I think, I mean, everything possible to fry you're going to find at a state fair. I don't want to eat a fried, and it's on a stick. Food's always on a stick. So any kind of food can be on a stick at a state fair, and every kind of food can be fried. So
this is kind of random, but Megan just sent me this. This is our house right now, like our Halloween setup, and look at the window.
Is that us?
No, that's like she put like ghouls or something banging.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Oh, she's watching us downstairs. I can hear your voice.
Oh. So what's on? Do you have an agenda for what you want to get fried, or are you just going to go in there and just grab everything fried?
I was pulling up my phone because I was texting her earlier, about what we wanted to do, and she might be coming up here right now. So I sent her. I said the Big Tex bowl looks promising. The Dallas hot bird dog, fried lemon pie, and the brisket banh mi looks good. So
Oh, what are those?
let me pull them up.
All right.
Pull-
This is the audience is definitely into it. We've got fried
This is
pickles.
this is what one of the things that she wants. If I could get it to, oh man, I'm running out of battery. So she wants this thing that's called the. Can you like?
Can't quite see it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, you almost had it when you turned it. Try and turn. Yeah, what is that?
You can barely see Texas.
Oh yeah. Now we can see it.
It is the armadillo.
Yeah, it looks like an armadillo.
I think it's like two fried cookies with a butter something flavored ice cream.
Oh, butter flavored ice cream.
Not butter flavored, but it's like butter pecan ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I definitely want that.
excuse me. The where are we? Where are we? It's cookie butter semifreddo. Not butter, cookie butter. An
Oh,
Italian take on ice cream that means semi-frozen.
okay.
Drizzled with cookie butter and sandwiched between two deep fried armadillo shaped cookies that are made with a branding iron, finally dusted with buttery sugar. So a lot
Oh,
of butter. It's like 50% butter, 50% fried is everything there.
it's
Um,
it's cookie butter. He's butchering it. Chimes in.
you're a candy corn guy, and there's a Halloween cookie thing.
What's going on with that? I love candy
It says
corn.
deep fried Halloween. You are alone in that one because neither of us like candy corn, and
Oh,
neither of us was excited about that item. But I wanted to let you know because I
oh,
care.
okay.
The,
Thank you.
the trick or treat experience starts with a delicious, large, chewy pretzel that is dropped in the fryer. As it becomes golden brown, we quickly bathe it in a candy corn syrup, followed by some rainbow sprinkles and powdered sugar. Now the fun begins. Piping in orange and white buttercream fries icing, then stacking some of our most favorite Halloween candies on top. Crowned with marshmallow whipped cream and a Reese's peanut butter cup, the final touches of Hershey's chocolate syrup caramel sauce and candy corn are drizzled on. So we will be avoiding that item, but I am well aware how you feel about candy corn because I'm well aware that I disagree. We might be trying these things called I'm not 100% bacon jam corn bombs because when we were discussing earlier, she was like, "I think that sounds good." Uh, Warm bacon jam is ladled over crispy corn hush puppies, then complemented with of ranch dressing, of course, and topped with homemade candied jalapenos.
Well, that sounds good.
This one, anything that's like a blank of blank, a container of food, always a good one. So here we have a bag of egg rolls.
Okay.
So a variety pack of egg rolls, um, mac and cheese, pizza, original, and samosa egg rolls. So that's a possibility as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Big Tex Bowl, and this was the first one that I saw, and I said, I'm gonna eat that. Um, the Big Tex Bowl is mac and cheese covered with all your favorite toppings. A rich and creamy three cheese sauce is perfectly combined with cavatappi noodles to hold all of the cheesy goodness. Then it's topped with smoked brisket, sharp cheddar, French fried onions, chives, applewood smoked bacon, candied jalapenos, and a barbecue cream sauce. So
Oh, I want pics of you eating that. First, show me like mush it up a little so I can see what's in there, and
yeah,
then I want to hear you see pictures of you shoving it
you
in
want
your
the
mouth.
ASMR treatment, like
Yeah.
here's my container of food.
Yeah.
Number two, this is bucket of fries.
Oh, with a bunch of stuff on top.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can see
so
that.
that one we're not doing because it's just loaded cheese fries, um, topped with bacon, ground beef, and stuff like that. Let's see, chicken on a stick, whatever. Country fried shrimp and grits. I think it's like I'm not something that I'm gonna do, but it looks like they made a puck, like a patty out of
Oh
shrimp and
yeah.
grits. So not mine, not for me. The Dallas hot bird dog. This one was on my, but I've decided to eliminate it because it actually is pretty similar to the that bowl thing,
Oh,
except it's in hot dog form because it's a smoked turkey frank dunked in a fiery seasoned batter and deep fried, of course, then smothered with rich and creamy mac and cheese. It's topped with fried jalapenos and then drizzled with Cholula for flavor that bites back. So I mean, mac and cheese with meat and jalapenos, it kind of
that one
redundant.
sounds spicier than the other one.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It's got the Cholula.
Well, and it's getting dunked in a in a fire. It sounded like a fiery
Fiery seasoned.
batter.
Okay, yeah. And because it is a Dallas hot bird dog, but
Yeah.
it's kind of redundant because it has a lot of the elements that the other one does. So I don't want to like I got to spread my taste buds around into these different things. We've got a deep fried pancakes. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Uh, Deep fried peanut butter and raspberry. I don't really know exactly what it means, but I'm guessing something with peanut butter. There's a cream and then some raspberry.
Deep fried peanut butter.
Uh, you know what it looks like is a it looks like one of those Uncrustables.
Oh,
And
uh-huh.
they put a dollop of cream and fruit on it.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Which I've done better with an Uncrustable than that, so I'm gonna stick my nose in that one.
Here's
Um,
actually a good question. You might know what's the Mexican corn with tons of cream called that they sell in Mexico?
so the one on the cob would be I think the one on the cob is elotes, and then the one that's in the cup is esquites. I had
Oh.
it backwards, but that's what it is. So it's yeah, either way ingredients, but you get the corn and then you if you're making it like at home, just you're using mayonnaise and like Parmesan cheese and like crushed up hot Cheetos and stuff. But when they're
Oh.
making it, they use Mexican crema and then cotija cheese, which is their crumble cheese, and then top it off with some chili and whatnot.
Okay.
Let's see, deep fried peach cobbler soul rolls. That's pretty self-explanatory, and I might want that.
What did you want?
Deep fried peach cobbler soul rolls. So it looks like an egg roll, but it's filled with peach cobbler.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Deep fried shrimp etouffee, deep fried toffee, fried capirotada, which is a Mexican bread pudding,
Okay.
frozen ranch water, gobble balls, uh,
What are gobble balls?
turkey nuggets, smoked, breaded, and deep fried,
Okay. Gobble
uh,
balls.
helmets strudel, lobster corn dog,
My wife would like that. She loves lobster.
quesadilla with consomme, but Megan makes that at home, so I don't really need it.
Oh, okay.
The realest cheesesteak, but the realest cheesesteak is sinning because they're using chicken in it.
Oh, well, that's not cheesesteak.
It's steak, like steak, but also chicken, and that makes me giant question mark.
Yeah.
Southern fried lemon icebox pie balls. This one is mine.
Oh.
Pie
Show us a
ball,
picture. Do you have a picture?
yes. It doesn't really give you much of an idea because it's just like two balls of fried.
Okay.
Uh, Pate sucre dough is infused with graham crackers, lemon zest, and brown sugar. Filling is our secret family recipe for lemon icebox pies. The pie balls are then battered in our chicken fry and flash fried to create a golden flaky crust. Then we sprinkle the fried pie balls with our sweet fairy dust made of honey butter powder and confection sugar. After that, we top the balls with dollops of chantilly cream and garnish them with a lemon graham cracker crumble, lemon zest, and edible gold glitter. one of our family's favorite desserts made with a big twist. So I love key lime pie,
Mm-hmm.
lemon squares, lemon whatever. I love lemons and limes.
Yeah.
So that, like, when I saw that, I was like, that's, they made that for me. I'm gonna have
I want a picture of what that looks like once you cut inside it. Yeah.
cross section. And then I
Yeah.
think another one that we might get is the Texas barbecue brisket banh mi. Here's the picture of the sandwich.
Oh,
So
okay. So it's a Vietnamese sandwich.
yeah, lightly toasted Vietnamese baguette, topped with chopped smoked brisket, lightly coated in our barbecue sauce, along with cilantro, cucumber, and homemade pickled daikon radish and carrots, honey sriracha aioli, hoisin sauce, and fresh jalapeno slices served on the side.
Oh, that sounds to me like the best thing yet, besides the lemon
You were,
squares.
hey, that sounds terrible, and I was gonna be like, Jess, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to break up now.
That
Um,
sounds awesome. I would
Texas,
get that and the I would get that and the lemon pie balls, whatever they were. Those sound awesome.
so there's Texas Easter eggs, uh, filled with meats, cheeses, peppers, and stuff, and then I don't know, fried Frito pie,
Oh, I love
fried
Frito
surf and
pie.
turf,
Fried Frito pie.
twice fried Mexican meatballs, and then the rest of it is the standards like corn dog, turkey leg,
Yeah.
funnel cake. So we're gonna eat a lot, and then we're gonna go watch my nephew play a game, I think, and then we're gonna go watch Halloween, and then we're gonna pass out tomorrow night.
Here's a comic book question. Okay, Cesar. Did you get a cancellation for Something is Killing the Children Deluxe from DCBS if you pre-ordered? I got my cancellation from a different place, but I did pre-order it and it did get canceled. And I pre-ordered it back in like May before whatever arbitrary cutoff just happened. That slipcase is going to be really hard to find right now. I feel Omar and I talked about it, and we feel fairly certain. Boom is famous for this underprinting, and Omar said, and they left the FOC open until like a month ago or something. But if you're out there and you really want that slipcase, like I do, and I'm not going to do it, don't overpay for it on eBay or Mercari or someplace. Omar and I were talking about it, and I got a feeling they're going to reprint that. I don't have any information on that. I'm just, that's what I'm going on, that I'm not going to overpay for a slipcase, even though it's Boss. But my advice is if you really want it, I would wait. I think the recent market, the past couple of years with things getting reprinted, they Boom really botched this up in a bad way, and a lot of people are upset. So it wouldn't surprise me if it got reprinted. So I would hold on if I were you. So yeah, you're not getting scalped from eBay. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do it. Okay, right. Aiku went to the Texas trip. Aiku, who is from the Netherlands, my Texas trip in 2018 would have had that state fair if it wouldn't have rained so much that day. Won't think about the food I missed. If those lemon cheese ball, what were those lemon pie balls?
Yeah, the
They're as
lemon
good
on
as
top.
they sound. I would come to that fair for just those. Those sound amazing. And so does that banh mi sandwich.
Well, they change up the stuff every year, but they do sometimes they do bring back the successfully one, like
Right.
ones that did really well. But yeah, if you and Patty ever want to come out for the fair. It's generally, I think, the first half of October or something. So sometime it's like a few weeks or so that they do it, and so you have a pretty open spread of time that you can choose. But
Oh, well, peace and love. Thank you. We'd love to meet you there. We've talked about everything for the past 15 years. Getting an RV and going to all the various state fairs throughout the country. And I'm like, that sounds good on paper, but I don't know. I don't know if that's really that.
Every state fair is as fried food heavy as the Texas State Fair is.
Yeah.
You probably clog your arteries completely within like the first 3 fairs. And you like it would be the most uncomfortable trip that you'd ever have.
So I'd have to have heart surgery scheduled in the middle of the trip.
You can take a few days and then like get a heart surgery, double bypass, and then finish out your trip, hitting a few more stops. And then you probably want to have another one scheduled for when you get back home.
What the Inman 40 or I don't what's Zapole? What's that? I know what corn dogs are certainly, but I don't what's Zapole? I'm not obviously I'm not
what corn dogs are.
Did you know the DC FanDome is this weekend? Do you have any expectations for it? I think Riley's more manga heavy than DC caring about right now. Am I speaking out of turn?
I think
they are going to show a lot of movie trailers.
I think we're going to get another something from the Batman.
Yeah.
And probably a good look at Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom.
I think Kenny or somebody said we were going to get a Flashpoint preview too.
Yeah, we should get something because if I'm not mistaken, I think Flash is wrapped.
Oh, really?
It's either wrapped or they're coming close to it, but like things have been done. Like they've filmed a ton. So we're probably going to get like a few different trailers, at least some sneak peeks. We're likely going to get some images of a look at The Rock as Black Adam.
Oh, I thought you were going to say as Krypto. That's the one I want to see.
Got speaking of Krypto, like I didn't realize the vast origins of each of the super pets. Like I did not like I only just learned this maybe 2 months ago because someone asked about it and I looked up some stuff. And then just recently one of the guys in the group posted something and then I got to kind of regurgitate what I had learned. But that like first of all, I find this kind of effed up. Like that, and it's probably not going to be what you think I'm going to say. That
Comet used to be a half man, half horse.
That would be the second thing. The first thing I find kind of effed up is from the original origins of Krypto, that Jor-El used him as an experiment to see if the spacecraft would work. So like he literally just took his son's pet puppy,
but he survived.
he liked Krypto.
He did like him. Yeah.
He liked Krypto, except Krypto survived. And then and then he's like, all right, well, it worked, so I guess I can send my kid there too. Boom. But then Beppo, like,
what's Beppo's origin?
Beppo was a stowaway
in Krypto's space capsule or
in Kal-El's capsule.
Kal-El's?
I believe that's what it was. He like stowed away and then landed. But somehow, I don't know beyond that, but like for whatever reason, he didn't get raised by Ma and Pa Kent. We didn't have Beppo Kent alongside Clark.
They were all really heavily featured in Supergirl.
Which that brings us to, I'm saving the best for last, but what's it? The super cat.
Streaky.
Streaky was just a cat that got
Oh,
kryptonite radiation,
oh, okay.
X kryptonite or X krypton radiation. So it was, I guess, a variant of kryptonite, and it gave Streaky powers. Because I think it was like what I was reading was it was just her pet, and then we get Comet.
Now, did you read about Proddy?
No, I don't know that one.
This is so Silver Age. Proddy was like a protoplasm
Oh,
that ended up, and she called him Proddy. Something might have happened to Proddy because I seem to remember a Proddy too. But Proddy was a blobby protoplasm that could assume the form of things. He was, I believe, the last addition to the Super Pets. But I felt like Comet was the first one. And I think they retconned Beppo, it sounds like, and then Streaky got powers. But I think Comet was changed by a witch from a centaur into a full
yeah.
horse.
So from my reading,
By the way, this is the greatest discussion we've ever had, and we've been talking for over 7 years. I love that you know the Super Pets. I get excited about the Super Pets. This is ridiculous.
I don't think anyone should get excited about Comet after reading about Comet. Because so it was like an Amazonian centaur that did something like save the day. I don't know. And then I think it was Circe that was like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and transform you into a human because you're cool.
Yeah.
Accidentally transforms him full horse instead.
That is kind of effed up.
But here's where it like that. Okay, so like whatever. So he can temporarily transform into a human male.
Oh, I forgot that.
Who apparently had romantic relationships with some characters.
And then went back and became a horse?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about what transferred over to him as a human. Did he get some horse attributes as a human?
Supergirl dated her own horse. And I think Lois Lane kind of did as well. Yeah. You can buy a page from the comic in which Lois Lane fell in love with Comet, the super horse.
Oh, there's original art?
I don't know how recent this page is, but I went to the internet.
Oh.
I don't think it's this is an old auction, so I don't think it's legit anymore. I think it's Kurt Swan artwork.
Oh?
So yeah. Comet was a horse, a centaur, then a horse, then a man, then a horse, then a man, then a horse that dated Supergirl and Lois Lane.
Oh, Danny, come on. Super Pets. Super Pets are awesome.
Super Pets are the thing.
Redcoat Turncoat's Nate, who wrote all my theme songs and theme song for Riley, and I think Omar too, has the bitchinest Krypto tattoo that he got. Actually, I think I have the picture. I think I actually have a picture of the tattoo itself. If I can, let's see, where's Nate here? He texted me recently, yada dee, yada da. Wait, Nate texted me about the lyrics to Brown Sugar, so we had a long talk about that.
About the Rolling Stones?
Yeah, that's if you, and I knew this about the lyrics, but if you Google the lyrics to Brown Sugar, they're pretty effed up. Let's see. Oh boy, he's a good friend, so he texts a lot. Let's see. Okay, I texted him your picture with me. He's great. He sends me so many interesting, wacky things. Because we love Krypto. Okay, there we're talking about Star Trek books. He's the one that got me started on Star Trek. Oh, well, here's Bat Cow. Somebody, Hayden just mentioned Bat Cow. Here's a picture of Bat Cow.
That was a Morrison creation, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah.
During Batman Incorporated during the New 52.
Yeah, Nate is a okay. Here's the comic book that he got his tattoo from. And
I've seen his tattoo,
yeah, and this is it's sad that this book, I think it's 712, it got orphaned because it's a Busiek book that appeared right in the middle
of J. Michael Straczynski's run.
Yeah, it came right in the middle exactly of JMS's run. And they took a break and they stuck that old story in there, and it's a beautiful, brilliant story that's told from Krypto's perspective. He's looking for Superboy and Superman who disappeared from Infinite Crisis. So he's Superman. He's looking for Superman. And it's completely silent as he goes around and looks for him. And of course, I cried at the end of this. It's not expensive to get, but it's not collected anywhere. I had to get it off of eBay where it was $2 plus $500 shipping or something stupid. So, but I highly recommend this book. I'm going to do a video on this book because it really needs to be read by everybody. And maybe, here it is. Here's his tat to save the day. That's Nate's Krypto tattoo, which is boss. I'm not a tattoo guy, but that's really cool.
This was why I kind of did a little bit of the research that I did about the super pets. Do you think that Krypto could?
Kenny's right. Krypto could what?
Could Krypto take out Superman if he needed to?
If he needed to. Huh. Well, Krypto has had various forms. Was it New 52 Krypto that was like this giant monster dog?
I believe so.
To me, he has all of Superman's powers. Plus, he was a giant animal in that run. So
he has powers as well.
What's that?
He has all the powers of a dog as well.
That's right. But he's super loyal to Superman, so I don't see how he could I don't see how he could turn on Superman like that. I mean, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, spoilers, 1986 book, but Krypto gives his life for Superman, and I cry at that I know it's coming, and I cry at that every single time.
I think my answer when I was looking into that question was that I think that he could if he had to.
I think so too.
And I think the best piece of evidence, I think this is also a Busiek story, was Coming of Atlas. Was that by Kurt Busiek or was that another writer?
Oh, I don't remember who the writer was on that. Vigilante Danny is just one issue. Superman 712.
No, it's James Robinson. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But Krypto like beats the living crap out of Atlas, and Atlas is like basically Superman powered. And he, if I'm not mistaken, he does it while being like subjected to a high radiation uh kryptonite laser. So like he's getting shot with kryptonite radiation and also taking down Atlas at the
Oh
same.
yeah, that's right. I have to reread that. That's not firm enough in my mind.
Like you can, if you look up Krypto versus Atlas, the one of the first pictures you get is like Krypto biting Atlas on the neck.
Yeah, that's how I think he would take Superman out. Just opening up his jugular with his sharp dog teeth. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, dog's teeth are sharp. I got nipped really hard by my dog the other day because I accidentally put my hand down when she had food, and it happened in a flash, and she drew blood really fast, and then she apologized. But no, that's not what I meant to highlight. What's up, Make Havoc? How's it going? Vigilante Danny, I you just need to get that one book, and it'll make you fall in love with Krypto, Superman 712, which I'm going to do a video on. Um, but there's lots of other Krypto books out there that are great. Um, Superboy had him when Superboy was a thing. I mean, Silver Age Superboy, and he's been around for Superman now. Everybody's continued that, fortunately, because I think people love Krypto. But and then, as Riley said, there's all the super pets, and those were mostly a Supergirl thing back in the Silver Age. But I don't know. I'm not. I haven't. I only read Supergirl up until about the third Rebirth title, and I don't remember Streaky. I don't know if they brought back the Super Pets for Rebirth, but there's plenty of young adult books that DC puts out. I got a Krypto book that I want to read that they put out. Oh, and I didn't know Krypto was in the Titans TV series. Krypto had a 2000s show as well. Oh, okay. I'll find that on HBO Max. I bet that's there. Good. Yes. If I can sell a copy of that, I will turn you into a Krypto fan, Vigilante.
I mean, if you're a dog person, I think Krypto is everyone. He's the quintessential comic dog.
I think so too. I know that uh um what's Black Bolt's dog?
Oh, Lockjaw.
Lockjaw. Yeah, I know he gets a lot of love too.
Lockjaw's a little depending on like the old origins is like what was it? They did experiments because Lockjaw was a human originally, like a humanoid, and when he went through Terrigenesis, he
Oh.
he turned canine in feature. However, I believe that they more recently retconned that. I think it was in specifically, it might have been in Christopher Priest's um, Once and Future Kings miniseries for the Inhumans. I think if Gio were with us, he would confirm for me, but I believe that's where they retcon his origins and make it into where Lockjaw was a dog originally. But there's some like I forget exactly which Inhumans comic it was where they talk about like, oh, it was, he was a human that underwent Terrigenesis.
I have a Lockjaw that lights up.
Where is that from?
Mezco.
Is that based off of the show?
No, Black Bolt looks really good. He's from the comic. He's on a stand.
Oh,
Lockjaw, his head pops off and you turn his lights off. He looks like that, and then he lights up like that. Oh, his little harpy thing on the head that promotes his powers lights up too. Yeah, this is Boss. He's got all kinds of movable features, and I'm going to make sure that Tyler really wishes he had a Lockjaw and Black Bolt because they're sold out now. Oh, it's not on HBO Max yet?
Because they hate you.
They do hate
Want
me.
you to suffer.
I'll tell you who doesn't hate me is, wait, let's see how this works. Is InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 65% off. If you look at the title page, Riley's telling me. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always a gift card given away at the end of every month worth $50, courtesy of InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order in the United States gets you free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Right on, man.
So we've talked about a little bit of everything tonight.
We really have. There you go. There's the mouth harp. Thank you, Mr. Tex. Well, this has been the greatest talking about the super pets to wind this up. I'm so pleased that you know about them, and I taught you about Prodi.
I didn't know about that one. I knew all the others. I was saddened by Krypto's original origin, and I was upset by everything to do with Comet.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, Prodi took Supergirl's form and came back as Supergirl for a time. And then they... That's a great compliment. I know it's not true. Jimmy Page on the mouth harp could probably do amazing things. But then they retconned everything and brought Supergirl back anyway. Even and I get it all, but I think the first Supergirl to come back was a protoplasm type Supergirl, and I think it was Prodi. And so now we're into 1986 ish, after Crisis on Infinite Earths wrapped up. So mid 80s was when Prodi became Supergirl.
I guess there's a Prodi 1 million as well.
Prodi 1 million?
Yeah. There's a Prodi in Rebirth.
There is?
Okay, so mainstream DC Comics canon was revised again, blah, 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 blah. In the Rebirth canon, a modern version of the Legion of Super Pets appears in Super Sons Annual #1 from 2017. In that story, a creature roughly resembling Prodi is part of the team known as Clay Critter. It's unclear if this is a new version of Prodi or a creature related to the Gotham City character Clayface.
Oh, okay.
And then DC 1 million has something as well.
Okay.
News broadcast stated the team of animals were being led into battle by a being called Prodi 1 million and another super animal called Mastermind.
I haven't read 1 million since floppies, I don't think.
Neither character made an appearance in the story, so it's just mentioned, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
we talked about great stuff tonight. We talked about our visit together and fair food and the super pets. Those are the three things that I remembered the most. And we didn't bother talking about Penguin Random House's botching up of all their shipping. We touched lightly on the expensive paper. And here's a last question from Next Imaginaut. For Justin Riley, would either of you judge that Peter David's Supergirl run is still the best to date, or have there been any other outstanding runs or periods for the character?
I've never read much Supergirl at all, so I couldn't say. But just to be different, I'm gonna say Stephen T. Siegel's run on Supergirl
That was good.
with did he introduce Matrix?
I don't
Or
know. That's a good question.
to look that up.
My knees are killing me. Just a sec.
That's never been collected.
Sorry?
That one's never been collected. No, he didn't introduce Matrix. He did. It was Supergirl with like black hair.
I don't. Okay, now I don't even remember that. I've read so much Supergirl. My personal favorite recent Supergirl was by Charles Soule in Red Lanterns. That was awesome. She became a Red Lantern, and it was so awesome. I will stay. Now, that, of course, was not as long as Peter David's run or anything. It was only 3 or 4 issues or whatever it was, but it was boss to see, because she was always referred to as the Kryptonian, and there's a Kryptonian Red Lantern, and it was awesome to see her anger because she didn't know who she was at the time, and she was just flipped out and became a Red Lantern, and it was boss. I just thought I loved that. Rebirth Supergirl has been okay. Mariko Tamaki's Supergirl Being Super was one of the best books I've ever read, so I would put that above everything as far as just a story. Okay, next, imagine you get one last question. This is about Steven Seagal.
His was, sorry, I misspoke. He wrote Superman, but it featured the new Supergirl in issue 192.
Okay, I haven't read that then. I've read his House of Secrets. I have it right here. I loved it. It's very different. I mean, it's not your House of Secrets from the 70s. I really liked it. Did you ever read it?
Yes. Yeah.
What did you think? Fantastic.
Yeah, I really, it has such a perfect 90s grungy feel to it that it just works so well. So Supergirl Sir L is the time traveling hero known as Supergirl, introduced actually not introduced by him, introduced in Superman the 10-Cent Adventure. Oh, it was by him. So it was in another issue by Stephen T. Siegel. Superman the 10-Cent Adventure is where she is first introduced, and she's featured during his run. Her last appearance was in the 25th issue of Jeff Loeb's Superman Batman.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, when Supergirl gets discovered at the bottom of Metropolis Bay or Gotham Bay or whatever, and there's a battle for who's going to take care of Supergirl, and she bursts right. Oh yeah, that was really good art by Michael Turner. That was fantastic. That Superman Batman run. Oh, that Michael Turner art was unbelievable. Yeah, so that's another good Supergirl run.
All right. Well, I better get going, because I think Megan's trying to do more on our Halloween setup right now.
And where can we find you? All over the internet.
The Omnibus Collector on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm probably going to upload videos to TikTok tomorrow of my eating.
Awesome. So, I will go onto TikTok just to see that. I have that. I've had that and gotten rid of that app probably 16 times But if I get a message from you that says you've done, you're welcome, buddy. If I get a message from you that says TikTok has me eating lemon pie balls or whatever, I will load TikTok and I will watch that.
All right, good. Then you can see me on there. Anyone can see me on there. Same Omnibus Collector on Twitter and Omni Collector Omni Collector Twitter, Omnibus Collector Instagram. I don't even remember all my own things.
And you can find me on Instagram, omnidogs_vault, and omnidogsvault on YouTube, where I've got a ton of stuff in my brain that I just need to get on video. I know I haven't posted in a while. Life has gotten in the way, but look how boss this zombie Captain America looks. They've eaten away. His legs aren't even there practically. This is my figure of the year. Okay, just wanted to say that. So thank you to In Stock Trades for sponsoring us. Thank you to the chat. The chat was great tonight, and I appreciate all the all the interesting info we got back and forth with the chat. And people watching afterwards, thank you very much. You can always hit the like button down there, hit the notification bell, subscribe, leave a comment. Peace and love. Peace and love. We love you all. And we are very happy you're our fans and viewers. We may be more viewers than fans. That's cool.